Hello, Darklings. Today I want to share something with you. A recent aha moment in my own practice, my own workings in spirituality, something that I am very passionate about right now, and my own initiation into my own darkness. It's perfect for this time of year, and also there are some others in the community doing similar things. Please go over and check out Amber and Dravens' tag. I will have a link in the description for that. I will be doing it soon, and I think it is phenomenal. But I've given some thought, and that tag and her works kind of helped mine, and though I was already on this path to initiation. And I don't feel like this is something we go through just once. I feel like there are many forms of this and many layers throughout our whole lifespan, our entire spiritual path, that we will go a different layer each time, deeper and deeper as we descend, especially those who are on the true left-hand path. I say that not to be a ass or judgmental, but there is a lot in that community, and I'm not saying the community as a whole or everybody, but there is a lot that I just don't agree with personally, and I think it gives a lot of us a bad name. As topics are arising in that category right now, we're seeing a lot of controversies and where the quote left-hand path is really just receiving a lot of scrutiny, and that is because of the way a lot of people act, right? They take a title and they use it to cover up crappy behavior and say, it's my practice. I don't agree with that. Anyway, moving forward, I want to share this initiation, something that I've been working on again, only this time it's way more intense, and it is given me a whole new perspective and outlook and very much deeper spiritual meaning at my core, at my very being. This is truly transforming me, and I couldn't be more grateful, though the work is intense. It is so totally worth it. And I wanted to share with you guys where I'm coming from in this. And in my memberships, I am now talking more in depth about this journey and offering ways you can kind of take this journey with me. I have episode 1 out right now, but 2 will be coming soon, and it will be a continuation of work that if anyone's interested, you could do with me. Anyway, let me share with you what it means to me to truly be initiated and descend. Let's decipher some myths that can help us and occult systems that are all trying to tell us this very thing. And I feel like throughout my work, I understood it until I understood it. And I know that probably won't make sense to everybody, but it's like you think you have an understanding of something in the occult world or some sort of knowledge. And then as you get further along on your path, you find that you didn't understand anything. You have such a deeper, expanded awakening in these practices and meanings of them and what they mean to you. And it changes you. And ultimately, that is what my path and practice is about. So the initiation, it starts with the dare and will to descend into the underworld, known as the lower self, a realm on the cliff-off which carries paths through the gates of the shadow self. Many left-hand path practitioners make this journey all about another force, a daemon, and quite possibly could fearmonger on that work, in my opinion. I am here to say I think that is a hindrance on the dark workers truly trying to figure their path out. It isn't so much about the spirits you choose to guide you or work with as it is about you, for they will manifest and mirror you so that the great work can be done. It isn't about the power you can accumulate through them, because, as most trickster beings will, they will give you a false sense of power through working with them. Also, you can see later that it was an illusion. The great work can be very intense, but if we look at the myth of Inanna's descent, we can see how she dared to walk alone, adorned in her sense of power, her crown, her beads, chestplate, and other emblems of her identity and false power. But as she gets deeper into the underworld, she's forced at each gate to remove a piece of her power or identity, and each could represent a chakra or a plane of consciousness that she has reached, a aspect of sovereignty. As she gets past 7 gates, she gets to the final one, standing naked, stripped of the identity she clung to. Ereshkigal, her sister and queen of death, looks upon her in fury and kills her, hanging her on a hook for 3 days and nights. Inanna was dead. The god Enki, in his wisdom, sends 2 beings made of clay to retrieve her. They show Ereshkigal compassion for her pain. In return, she grants them power to retrieve Inanna. Inanna rises, transformed, but as with all true initiations, there is a price. Someone must take her place. She chooses Dumuzi, her consort. Thus, the cycle of seasons begins. In my latest work, going along with the 13 keys, I've began this initiation and learnt so much. What many systems like the Kabbalah, Kundalini awakening, the concept of ascension and descension is, what a demonic path working should be and look like in my practice and in my opinion, and it isn't what most will tell you. It isn't what the edgy guy on the internet is spewing when he or she talks of working with these beings for powers and how you need to do this or that. The truth is, only you can initiate yourself. Let go of false illusions of power and identity in order to claim your truest power. Every hermetic symbol tries to show us this. This is the big occult secret. Stripping away all the ego's illusions to sit with truth, real truth. When you see it finally, you will realize how many do not have the answer, and how many spew a bunch of bullshit about the left-hand path on a power trip to battle between their lies and who's more powerful. It starts with descent, the initiation into the shadows, loss of ego momentarily to see truth, loss of illusion and identity so the soul can face its raw essence. And then we meet Ereshkigal, your shadow, and she is Inanna's mirror, her hidden twin. She represents everything hidden, grief, rage, mortality, and the dark feminine. As working with daemons or doing path workings will often do for you. You may think it's for one thing or for another, this path working, but ultimately these beings will mirror you. Their union at the end of the myth, Inanna and Ereshkigal, represents shadow integration, loss of seeing duality. Everything is sacred. And to do this, it takes total surrender of control, the dark night of the soul. As the ancient mystics say, only by dying to the old self can the true power be reborn, which is ego dissolution. Resurrection is the embodiment of wisdom. When Inanna arose, she was not the same goddess, now ruling heaven and the underworld. Enlightenment without descent is false light. True ascension comes after total descent and integration. Know thyself. Sometimes we can see this in the community as well, on the other side. Often people will label it New Age and be annoyed at their constant supposed positivity and such, but they're just on their path as well. Everybody is. So this isn't a smear campaign to anybody that I share my opinions with, and I'd never call names to disrespect another practitioner, because I do feel we are all on this path and at different levels of those gates. Everybody will eventually get there, including myself. I'm not there yet, but I am on this road, and I've made it into my awareness to be my goal. So what do the parallels all teach us? Alchemy's Nigredo stage is teaching us about this journey. Christianity's the 3 days in the tomb of Christ, and then he is resurrected. The cliff-off you must navigate before climbing the tree of life. And in psychology, the shadow integration and balancing the ego from the lower and higher self. Inanna's descent teaches that the soul's highest power is born from the deepest surrender. To rise like the morning star, you must hang on the hook in the dark. To become whole, you must embrace your shadow. Do not flee from it. To truly work with darkness or on the left-hand path does not mean we stay in the dark, and that's all there is. It means, as shadow and chaos workers, we illuminate it by our own initiation. And you cannot do that by claiming a false sense of power. Ascension is truly about expanding consciousness while grounded in the body. A wise practitioner, Damon Eccles, helped me understand this through his work. But many initiations all point to confronting death, shadow, in the underworld first. I'm excited and equally a little afraid, but it won't stop me. I will continue my descent, and I'll keep you updated. This month is all about the alchemical stage, Nigredo, for me. I will be descending into the shadows at the deepest level possible for me, spiritually, to do this great work. Rather than calling on a daemon or spirit to do this, I will just face my own. This will strip away any false sense of powers, because I do believe I have attained many from my demonic path workings, but I want to know what is false and what is me. I want transformation, and I seek my own enlightenment, and I feel like I am on the right path. Thank you all for being here. I hope I gave you something to think about today.